Hello, it is Friday, August 9th, 2024. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It's a Friday puzzle today, which means we're going to be solving a themeless crossword. Could be tricky, could have some puns, some misdirection, and this potentially punny misdirecting edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Casey Brandt, Michael, and, as always, the indomitable Showmaster, the incorrigible Sheeler Beeler, and the indefinable Charlie Paget. Thank you so much to the 5 of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, for their generous support. They do, of course, sustain this channel, keep it going day by day. For that, I'm very grateful. Thank you to those 5 and to everybody who's a patron of the Daily Solve Patreon channel campaign. I really do appreciate it. And if you'd like to support the channel yourself in that manner, you can head to patreon.com/dailysolve, or you could click the description field link, and you'll find the bonus videos available to patrons as well as for benefactors, the Let's Check the Crosses official mug. Thank you again to everyone who supports the channel that way. And thanks to those who subscribe on YouTube, which is a big help. Please do so if you've not gotten around to it and you do it if you enjoy the channel. And there's also the Daily Solve Discord chat server you can join, a nice friendly chat community, also linked in the description field. And having said all that, let's get on to today's crossword, the Friday puzzle, the Friday themeless. First of 2 themeless puzzles of the week. This one's constructed by Hemant Mehta, who's constructed a good handful of puzzles for the New York Times, and it was edited once again by Joel Faliano. Let's start solving, see how we get on. Listing on a resume, a skill maybe? It could be something like posts, as in past jobs you have. I think that's unlikely. I'm gonna try skill, see if it works. Something to heave. I don't really have a good sense of that. Wedding planning website with the. Oh, I don't know. Oh, no, I do know this. I think I've sort of seen registries and stuff on here before. The Knot, I think, is a wedding planning website, and you can send invitations and such through it. Wedding exchange. Oh, right. Okay, that's. I wonder if that's thematic or it's just a little couplet there. Wedding exchange would be I do's, wedding vows. 4th most common surname in China, after Wang, Li, and Zhang. Lin, or Lu, or Li. I'm not sure. I don't know. But it could be one of those possibly. Don't get mad yet. Let me explain. That does fit. Oh, sorry. Let me. That. I think that's probably correct. But I just realized there is no theme. Sorry, I said is one of these related to the theme because they both reference weddings, but no, of course not. There's no theme. It's a Friday puzzle. At least there's probably not a theme. All right. The Black Keys and the White Stripes, e.g. These are looks like indie bands to me. Indie rock bands. There we go. Okay. Retire while successful would be to go out on top. All right. So we've got some phrases in here. Let me explain. Go out on top. And I do associate that with Friday and Saturday puzzles, at least slightly more so. Something to heave. A sign? What does that mean? Something to heave. Is this N? Short elevations. Oh, no. No, this isn't sign. It's psi. Sorry. Because short elevations are heights. So, and it's short because we've shortened the word. We've abbreviated it. So heights would be elevations and then short are HTs. So something to heave would be a sigh. Heave a big sigh of exasperation or maybe even relief. T for one. I don't know. A model, like a Ford Model T, an early mass-produced automobile. Let's try it and see. Marvel's Maximoff. Oh, I don't know. Is this an actor or a character? I don't know. All right. Entry fee for some clubs. Ante. I think they're probably referring to playing poker or something like that. Clubs being one of the suits that is included among the cards. Blind worshippers are idolaters, maybe? I'm not certain that's right, but it might be. Let's look at the crosses. Bad news from a maitre d'. So this would be someone who might be seating you at a restaurant, for instance, host, and they might say, well, there's a wait. There's a very long wait for a table. Alternative to a pinch. Sorry, a teaspoon. So in a recipe, they might specify a pinch of salt or a teaspoon of salt would be more than a pinch, I would say, probably. So this looks like Wanda, Marvel's Maximoff. Wanda Maximoff, I guess. All right, let's try it and see if that works. Early stage could be, if not for this E, I would have thought maybe pupa, like a pupal stage of, butterfly or something. What do I think? Oh no, but it's probably beta, as in beta testing software. That's probably what it is. So that's an early stage of. It's not that early, but it's, I guess, early relative to the final product. Kicks out would be boots out of office or a job or something. Apt anagram of tins bear them minus an E. Apt anagram of tins bear them. So something that would be inside tins, probably. Breath mints. Yeah. Okay, I'm not going to check this. I'm not going to double check that the anagram actually. So an anagram obviously is when you rearrange the letters in a word or phrase. And so presumably if we take all these letters, remove one E and then scramble them, we get breath mints. That looks right, so I'm not going to double check it. Unless, we'll double check it via the crosses, I guess is what I mean. Goes easy on. If one goes easy on someone, one indulges, one goes easy on, one spares maybe? Spare me, go easy on me, that could be it. Double blank cookie descriptor. I think this is how Oreo cookies are branded that have extra white sort of cream in them, double stuff with a single F, which is funny because they've made the F no longer a double. Anyway, replacement for the Spanish colonial real. So that would be a coin, I would think. So the peso replaced it. All right. Okay, email ancestor telex. Right, I've never used telex. I don't really know what the experience of interacting with it is, but I do know that it's a communication method that isn't really in use anymore. All right, where you can find me, M-E, a U.S. map. So this doesn't mean me in the sense of the first-person pronoun, but rather Maine. I think that would be the U.S. state of Maine. You could find it on a U.S. map. One more minute. Almost there, almost here, almost done, maybe? Not sure. We'll come back to it. Here we have subway fare foot. Oh, right. It's not subway fare as in the ticket price of an underground metro system, but rather fare, food you'd buy from Subway sandwich shop. So you could buy a foot-long sandwich. So Subway fare could be footlongs. Middle-earth menace. Orc is a creature in Middle-earth. And animals that appear in the fossil record before trees. Oh, sharks. Yes, sharks are indeed older than trees as a species, which is fascinating. Well, I guess sharks isn't a species, but as a category, I guess, of species, whatever that is. All right, stigmatized sexual preferences in modern lingo. That would be to, what is that? That's kink shaming. There we go. So there we go. Stigmatize the sexual preference of another person. All right, taps one's foot, maybe. Keeps time. I'm not confident about this, so I'm going to delete it. It might be. I'm not confident about this either. I'm just going to try it and see. They might fall off a shelf. Icebergs might fall off a continental shelf, something like that. I don't know if I'm using the right shelf terminology there, but I think it's icebergs sort of, what do they call that? Sort of calving off their kind of underlying landmass. All right, subgroups. B teams? Yeah, you'd substitute them in. I think that's probably right. Oh, maybe this is adulterers. Oh, I just misspelled it. Sorry about that. Okay, so then what's this? Non-standard. Yes, abbreviation for non-standard would be irregular, would be IRR for irregular. Non-standard, there we go. So top marks are A pluses, maybe? Cocktail vessel would be a flask of some kind, or glassware or something like that. I'm not sure. Sparkly collectible, I'm not sure. Journeys into the past. Something times? Let's see if that helps. Middle word of a Stowe title. Is this Harriet Beecher Stowe? My mind is going blank here. Why can't I think what this would be? Uncle Tom's Cabin. That's what I'm trying to think of. It's a famous novel by Harriet Beecher Stowe. But let's just double check to make sure that I'm not misremembering that somehow. I'm certain. It certainly is an answer there, but there could be another book. I don't know. Line drawn by after an early wrong guess in Hangman. Oh, I don't know. The head. I guess is the head all? Do you start with the head? I guess it is early, not first. So it could be the trunk or torso of the body. After having drawn the head, you'll draw the torso or the trunk. Probably torso. Let's see. What awakens Godzilla from the ocean informally? Oh, is it an H-bomb? Is it a hydrogen bomb? I only saw the original Godzilla for the first time a few months ago. I really enjoyed it. I'd actually never seen any Godzilla film of any kind until then, believe it or not. Okay, heads slangily. Could be heads as in toilets. Heads could be someone who runs something. Could be heads as in goes somewhere. I don't know. Or heads as in runs, like a business. Unlawful coercion is what? Blackmail? No, it's not. What is it? I'm not sure. Let's look at these. Fiasco. A fiasco is a mess. Could it be that simple? Meiji and Taisho in Japanese history, those are eras of Japanese history. So does that help with this? Unlawful coercion. I don't know. And here we have unlit. Maybe this isn't times. It's not feeling good with the crosses to me. City once home to Black Wall Street, Tulsa, site of famous riots that destroyed that neighborhood. It's incredibly tragic history. All right, cocktail vessel. Flask. I don't know. I can't think what this is. Unlit. Question mark. Oh, sober. Right. You're not lit. You're not, under the influence. You're sober. Okay. So what's this? So this is glass. Oh, glass tumbler. Okay. Yeah. You might serve a cocktail. A cocktail served on the rocks, for instance, might be served in a glass tumbler. Okay. There we go. So, duress is unlawful coercion. You did something under duress, under unlawful coercion. There we go. Okay. And then heads, slangily, are domes. Okay, so it's heads as in the body part. Or maybe your brain. Maybe it's just, off the top of your dome. All right. Journeys into the past could be something tours. Yeah, so it wasn't times. Journeys into... no. What's the question mark doing there? I don't know. Out of the question, impossible. Nasty as a remark, a snide remark maybe. Let's see if that works. Ocean spray, yes, ocean spray would be mist. Why would you ever think that? No. Music magazine since 1985. Spin is the name of a music magazine. Sparkly collectible, a geode. So those are the rocks that have sparkly minerals inside of them. It's just crystal or whatever it is. All right. Museum tours, journeys into the past, right? Okay, fair enough. So you see things from the past, either natural history or art history or whatever. And then busy signals, e.g. are tones that you might hear on a phone. Okay. So I think that all looks good. Oh, right, and this is nice. We have A pluses and B teams. That's nice. And then we had 2 wedding-related clues. So it's a themeless puzzle, but we have a few little nods. We have couplets here and there just to make things interesting. Oh, we have B teams, A pluses, H bomb. Right, okay. We have a few of those. Interesting. This looks like hot mics. Yes. Sources of some political gaffes would be hot mics. You say something that you didn't realize was being recorded or broadcast. And here we have blank cuisine, haute cuisine probably, so high cuisine, kind of elevated, fancy restaurant food. Introduced to the mix would be to add something in. One more minute, almost done. Okay, I don't remember if that was one of my guesses, but it's the answer, I'm sure. Japanese noodles, udon is a kind of Japanese noodle. And then something less expected would be odder. Oh, that's odd, it's unexpected. And campsite would be a tent, fair enough. And you are on the Yucatan would be eres, so there we go. Simple Spanish verb. Rodeo event would be, barrel race, I think, is a rodeo event. That sounds plausible to me. Could be barrel something else, but barrel looks right. Part of a hat is its brim, the brim of the hat. And prospective Olympic cities campaign, a bid, an Olympic bid. Well, a bid the city makes to host the Olympics, which I think these days are occasionally uncontested because it is so costly and complex to host the Olympics. Helpful how-to would be a demo, a demonstration of how to do something. I guess sort of what these videos are. And then it's been too long, I missed you, you might say. So there's another phrase along with go out on top and let me explain. Vitamin quantity would be recommended daily allowance, I think, or recommended daily, I think there's recommended daily values or something. Recommended daily allowance, I think, RDA. Why don't sheep shrink when it rains? Right. George Carlin, because yes, wool shrinks in water. Okay. Well, they probably do they? I guess they're probably too, it's probably too, the wool is probably too knotted and kind of voluminous maybe to shrink in the rain, actually. It's not kind of regular and compressible enough, perhaps. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm going to move on. Question that's often a directive to step aside. May I? Taskbar image would be an icon representing a particular piece of software that's open on your computer. And a statue of him was one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, Zeus, statue of Zeus. No longer standing, of course. And then here we have Les Mis, the abbreviation for the musical adaptation of Les Miserables. So I think that's it. All right, that wasn't too bad as far as Friday puzzles go. It's maybe a nice, I think this week's been a little more approachable than last week. Last week felt as though it were kind of just a bit tougher than average for much of the week. This has been a bit of a counterpoint to that. And good, solid Friday puzzle. Not incredibly misdirecting, not incredibly punny. We had a bit of each of those things, but not ridiculously so. So we had phrases like "go out on top" and "let me explain." They were very straightforwardly clued. Trying to think what sort of unlit was a little bit of misdirecting pun, although it was signaled with the question mark. So yeah, not all too. Oh, I never looked at this again. Liu. So okay, so this was one of my guesses. 4th most common surname in China is Liu. There we go. Okay. Well, anyway, on that note, we'll wrap up the Friday puzzle. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll be back tomorrow, of course, for the Saturday crossword, which should be a step up in difficulty from this. That's ordinarily what we'd expect. So find out, join me. But until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Friday. Take care.